So I'm joined by Dave Harland, who is CEO of the Eden Project, a fantastic organisation based just down the coast from us. We're in Lyme Regis, of course. You're just down the bottom
Just a little bit further down.
Literally, a bit further down the country. A fabulous stand. You've got a great project today. Tell us about the Earthling project.
So we're here in the sort of COP26 pavilion. The sort of fragmented biome was the idea. And we thought that one of the things that we could do was to get people talking, was to remind them that they were a part of the natural world, not apart from it. And how do you do that? Well, we're all Earthlings, aren't we? So we've been doing these little ID cards. You've got your formal COP one, but your informal one. And we're taking everyone's picture and stamping it and saying, you're one of us.
You know, it's a really important mission. I think one of the things we try to do is encourage people to be better environmentalists. It's not just about planting trees or recycling your plastic. You've got to look at the bigger, broader picture. And obviously you're working on the same kind of lines of thought. How has the engagement been so far on day one?
The engagement's been amazing, and I just have to agree with what you just said. I think one of the things is that we've got to look at the whole. And we've become, if you like, almost obsessed about holism, actually, as in that it's all very well doing lots of these little things. And by the way, little things are important too.
Indeed they are.
But what I hope is going on over in the sessions over there at the moment is that actually what we're seeing is actions rather than words. What we're certainly seeing here is people wanting to know, what Eden is, what it is that we're doing with the projects, and they like this idea of the sort of the Earthling piece. So I just hope that some of these conversations are going to go somewhere.
One of our important missions as well is trying to explain to people that the trees in the tropics are critically important to helping us to mitigate our existential crisis. Some of the stuff that we plant grows up to 10 times faster than anywhere else on the planet. And, they're incredible. If you come to the Eden Project, what do you show of tropical growth? How can you see that in vision?
So we've got the largest plant conservatory on the planet, which has got what we call a rainforest in captivity, which feels a bit mean in a way. They call it in captivity, but it's a full-heighted rainforest. And what you learn when you come to Eden, and what we've been doing for 20 years now, is trying to explain to people how important those forests are, because people generally, they sort of know that rainforests are important, but they don't really understand why. So we've got some very simple exhibits that just explain that. And I think the key now is about, if you think over that 20-year journey, it's only really been the last 5 years that people have accepted that there's actually a crisis at all. And you might even argue only the last 2 or 3, and that it's man-made. So what we're now looking at is how do we make sure that people have got the tools and can take agency in their own lives. Having done that inspire and educate bit, now we've got to make sure that we tool people up, that we arm them so that they can go and take action in their own lives.
A question for you. So obviously these tropical trees, the tropical plantations are critical. They absolutely are. One of the things that we try to do is give humanitarian support to the people who are tending the trees. How can I do my job better? How can I tell the story of why they are so important, why we need to look after those communities? Help me do my job better.
Well, so look, the trees we know are the lungs of the world, don't we? Is the slightly glib way of putting it, but it's true. I think the communities that are there, and we have a project in Costa Rica where we see this, which is how do you create healthy people with healthy landscapes? It's all very well putting up a barrier around something and saying don't go in there, but actually what we've got to do is we've got to work with what we've got, work with the environment, not in spite of it, not instead of it or anything like that. And I think, we are a storytelling species. What we're really good at, and you clearly are, having just chatted away with you, is telling stories. And that's how things get passed on. That's how you excite people to engage. And I think that works whether you're Costa Rican or Colombian or Japanese or English or whatever nation is, that we all share that. And I think we've got to remember that as we try and get ourselves out of the problem that we've caused.
Down in Cornwall, have you seen very much in terms of, meteorological climate change?
Well, it's always rained a lot in Cornwall. I think we're the second wettest place in England. What is clear is it's getting slightly warmer everywhere, isn't it? So, what's also clear is that it's human-made. So, can I tell you that I've observed it personally? No, but the scientists are clear that it's happening.
I am really inspired by meeting you today. Thank you very much for talking to us for a few minutes. You've got a big queue of people that you need to see and take their pictures. I'd love to talk to you about collaboration. I'd love to see if we can do something when we get back to normal after this crazy fortnight of discussions and plan forming and forging, it would be really nice to have a chat with you.
We'll make it happen.
Thank you
Pleasure.
for your help, and good
Thank
luck
you.
with the rest of the pop.
And to you. Thanks a lot.